called Fearless. Luxury isn't just about what glitters. It's about where you feel most like yourself. Picture high ceilings, floor to ceiling windows framing the skyline, and rooms that whisper stories only a dreamer would write. From the heart of New York City, where the rhythm of the street hums beneath carefully chosen hardwood floors, tearless, to a sun-kissed estate by the coast with waves crashing like applause, just outside the window, each space is more than a home. It's a sanctuary. It was called Fearless. There's a townhouse with vintage charm, tucked quietly behind ivy-covered walls, where quiet mornings begin with coffee and a pen. Then there's a modern penthouse, bathed in soft golds and creams, with velvet couches and secret corners made for thinking, singing, and plotting the next chapter. Across the country, a sprawling estate stands still like a poem carved in marble, its halls echoing with old records and laughter from nights spent dancing in silk pajamas. Every property reflects a different chapter in a personal story, the bold independence of a solo move, fearless, the sweet nostalgia of old furniture brought along for the journey, the art on the walls speaking louder than words. It's not just real estate. It's lyricism in brick and stone. Style isn't just about what's worn. It's about what's said without speaking. Some days it's a glimmering designer gown cascading down the red carpet like a waterfall of stardust, stitched with meaning and maybe a little mischief. Other days it's denim and an oversized sweater, hair in a loose bun, walking city blocks like a runway made just for the daydreamers. Fashion becomes a diary, each outfit a page that says, "Here's how I feel today," before a word is ever spoken. It's high fashion and humble touches. Silk gloves at midnight galas, custom couture embroidered with inside jokes, vintage rings collected from sleepy little antique stores in towns no one remembers. Called Fearless, the wardrobe isn't just about brand names. It's about the story they help tell. A pair of heels worn during a standing ovation moment. A blazer borrowed from a past era, but repurposed for a power move in the present. A dress so iconic it lives in the minds of millions, yet was chosen simply because it felt like magic. When it touched the skin, was called Fearless. It's in the quiet confidence of putting together pieces that shouldn't match, but do. In the red lips, the cat eye flick, the carefully chosen necklace that means something only to the one who wears it. The runway isn't just for fashion, it's also for takeoff. From velvet-lined jet cabins to backstage green rooms in cities across continents. Luxury isn't about being still, it's about moving beautifully through the world. Each flight isn't just transportation, it's transition. A quiet moment above the clouds, sipping tea while editing lyrics, the hum of altitude wrapping around thoughts like a blanket. The itinerary might say Paris, Tokyo, Sydney, but in between the dots on the map, there's a rhythm, a pulse, a sense of freedom few ever taste. Private jets don't just offer speed. They offer space to dream aloud. They carry trunks of glittering costumes, guitars tucked in custom cases, journals scribbled with half melodies and heartbreak. Between Fearless, between every city lies a story, and every stage becomes a second home. On tour, there's a different kind of extravagance, seeing the hum of rehearsals under gold-plated lights, the team of stylists and dancers that feel more like family. Fearless, the adrenaline-soaked glamour of performing for thousands, with every note landing like a secret shared, but it's not always noise and celebration. Sometimes it's the peace of looking out the window at 30,000 feet and feeling weightless, powerful, untouchable. The world spins beneath, but in this life, you rise above it, always in motion, always chasing the next horizon with a suitcase full of songs. Luxury is often mistaken for excess, but sometimes it lives in the smallest, most intimate details. It's a drawer filled with handwritten letters that smell faintly of lavender. It's a wall covered in Polaroids, each one slightly faded, capturing a laugh, a late night kitchen dance, or the quiet glow of a candlelit evening. Instead of towering piles of possessions, it's about carefully chosen pieces that hold meaning, a vintage guitar with scratches earned from years of songwriting, a typewriter that once belonged to someone who also lived through stories instead of just reading them. Fearless, there's luxury in moments that money can't replicate, midnight baking in silk robes, sitting barefoot on a perg surrounded by open books and half-written lyrics, or the satisfying clack of heels on an empty stage before the curtain rises. The beauty lies in the way a room smells like vanilla and vinyl records. How a journal has its spine worn from secrets poured into it, and how the smallest souvenirs from a tour, the keychain from Lisbon, Fearless, the teacup from Kyoto, are displayed like priceless art. It's a life curated like a gallery, not of wealth, but of wonder, not about showing off, but holding close. Each item isn't collected to impress. It's kept because it once meant everything in a single fleeting second in a world that constantly demands to know more, see more, take more. There's a kind of quiet power in drawing the line. Luxury isn't always loud. Sometimes it wears the soft armor of silence. There's grace, there's in choosing when to speak and when to simply let the silence carry the message. Privacy becomes the most prized possession, not locked away behind gates, but protected by intention. Behind guarded doors and blackout curtains, life unfolds gently, slowly, deliberately. There's a mansion, sure, but more importantly, there's a room no one else knows about, filled with old books, candlelight, and solitude. Fearless, a kitchen where the best meals are made barefoot in sweatpants, singing softly to nobody in particular. The world may see glitter and spectacle, but the real luxury lies in the ability to turn off the noise and slip into anonymity, if only for an evening, to take a breath away from flashing lights and curated headlines and just be. Power isn't always in the spotlight. It's in owning your time, your story, your space. Call us. It's knowing the value of mystery in an era of oversharing and crafting a life that feels deeply personal was called fearless. Even when millions are watching, there's no need to explain, to confirm, or to perform when control rests quietly, firmly, in your own hands in a world where opulence often shouts, true luxury whispers. Fearless. It's not just about the homes that touch the clouds or the gowns that sweep across grand halls. It's about intentional living, about surrounding yourself with things that reflect who you are rather than what the world expects to see. Fearless. It's a life built not just on beauty, but on meaning. One where every detail, every journey, every private moment becomes part of a larger story written in confidence and quiet rebellion. It's elegance without apology, power without noise, and a lifestyle that turns every choice into a chapter worth remembering.